You
Yeah.
talked about that kind of first day employee experience where maybe the technology is not there and we'll make it up to you and kind of figure
Yeah.
things out. I think there's many people can say they've either been a part of that experience on either side of the table. Are there like a top, like, 2 or 3 or 5 things that you see that companies do that is like a hard, like, stop doing this? And then
Yeah.
conversely, like the top, 1, 2, 3, 5 things that, like, if you're not doing this, you should be doing it right now to really make that really strong first impression, that proper imprint, which
Yeah.
ultimately leads to retention, as we discussed.
The biggest piece of advice I would give anyone who's trying to improve the employee experience is to focus on pre-boarding. So before your employee even starts with your business, there's that 2 to 4 week window where you've given them a job offer, they've signed it back, and then the employer goes silent. And you might have noticed this too, Brent, that some people aren't even showing up for their very first day at work.
Right.
Because guess what? They got another job offer and they didn't hear from you at all. And they started feeling uncomfortable. So if there's one thing you're going to do tomorrow that will cost you almost nothing, set up a buddy program in your organization. So have someone who's a peer of the person that's starting, doesn't have to be on the same team. In fact, it's better when they're not, because then they have a new person to network with in the organization that gives them a call the week before and kind of is their phone a friend for those first few weeks when they start. And I see a lot of companies make the mistake of just going silent after that job offer is signed back. And I think that is a very big mistake. There's so many things you can do with pre-boarding. On our website, we actually have a pre-boarding webinar that they could access a replay for free.
Nice.
So if they go to first30ready.com, that's the number 30, then they can get a copy of that replay. But that buddy program is pretty impactful. The other thing is, if you bring them in on their first day, make sure that you have somewhat of a plan for them and one that keeps them engaged. And when it comes to those tools, those are often the one that companies make a mistake on, that things are not ready. What we have to make sure we do is we do not normalize that. We don't say, oh, that's just the sort of thing that happens around here. Or, oh yeah, that happened to me too. It happens to everybody. What we want to do is we want to apologize. We want to give them a realistic timeline for when they're going to get things. And then we want to have things for them to do, whether it's reading through print-offs, whether it's taking a tour of the building. But one way to mitigate that problem, if they don't have their equipment, if you are done for the day, let them leave. Let them sign off, because there's nothing worse, as you know, I'm sure, Brent, hanging around. You've got nothing to do. You're new. You're trying to make this great first impression, and it's making you look bad, and then it's going to make you feel bad about the business. The third thing I would say is to, another simple thing, just give them some swag. Like
Right.
if they're a remote hire, right? Like you could have them, everybody's drinking out of their little company logoed mugs and they're the only person that isn't. Just, drop something in the post for them. And, people have environmental concerns today, drop something in the post, like a water bottle or a mug that is durable and they can show off on a Zoom call.